And the next speaker is going to talk to us all about how to be captivating on stage. Shay Allie has got numerous business interests, all revolving around public speaking and how to be captivating. And you heard her speak earlier before at the break, and she's even got a book by the same title, How to Be Captivating. So if you thought about being on stage and you feel like maybe it's not for you, or you don't have that kind of presence, I think this talk is going to be really interesting for you. So without any more chat, let's please welcome up our first speaker of the second half, Shay Allie.
I'm going to be talking today about how to be captivating, as the introduction says. And the first question that you're probably asking yourself is, why is this lady going to be talking about how to be captivating? What the fuck does she know? Mustn't swear. I'll try not to. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to do when I was a little girl, about 5 years old, I didn't want to be a princess, I didn't want to rule the country. What did I actually want to do? I wanted to be a barrister. Very nice, glamorous, successful, sexy career. And why did I want to do that? No one thought at school that I had the confidence or the balls to get up in court and defend someone. The reason I wanted to is because, you know, when you're about 5 years old and you get picked on at school by all those kids, the kids can be really mean. And I thought, I want to be that woman that knows exactly what to say, that knows exactly how to defend myself. And if anyone felt like I did when I was 5 years old, I want to be able to defend them. And so I did it. You know, as an adult, despite being really, really, really shy as a child, I became a barrister. And, you know, I still do. I go to court every day and use my voice to defend other people. And me being me, I wasn't really that satisfied with just doing that in my life. I'm a bit of a freelance spirit, so I pursued lots of other interests to do with speaking and performing on stage as well. So in the past I've been a comedian, but still sing jazz, and I've got some of my jazz friends in the audience tonight. And I love to encourage other people to speak too. So I run a beautiful night called Inspired, where we ask people if they have 10 minutes to share their wisdom with the world, because everyone is unique and everyone has that beautiful, unique wisdom. What is it that you would say? What is it your heart and soul would say on stage? Because each one of you has a gift that you need to share with the world, and I think you need to share, that's why I use that word. And we've had people that make conscious food, we've had a dominatrix from LA talk about her gifts. We have had people, wow, no, that wasn't me, by the way. We've had people, you know, in the personal development industry. Each of those people is so unique, and, you know, I think it's so beautiful to encourage that diversity and to encourage that diversity with our voice. So when I was thinking about, okay, Shay, what is really going to serve the Yes group tonight? It's how to use your voice, how you can be captivating on stage, whatever your gift is. It may be that you're a singer. It may be that you're a performer of some kind. You don't have to be sharing some kind of personal growth message with everybody in the world. That's fine. We had a guy last Inspired that he's a music therapist, so he wrote a song with the audience. That's his gift, and it was beautiful. So what I want to encourage you to do is to be able to share that gift, whatever it is that you have, in a stage space so that the world can see it. Are you up for that?
Yes!
Awesome. Okay. So, we'll keep this really easy. I've got a whole book where I've written lots of stuff about what you can do. But we're going to break this down to 3 tips. And the reason I break it down to 3 tips is so I can use the magic Tony Robbins pens. Woo!
I fixed them during the break.
Sorry?
I fixed them during the break.
I'm delighted. I was so heartbroken when Laura came up earlier and she broke the pen, like disaster. But anyway, I get to use it. Do you know what? I'm going to use red. Why don't we match my dress? Yes. Essential. Okay. So let's take it back to, I've sort of mentioned that I was very shy as a child. I will tell you about the level of shyness that I had. I couldn't even go into McDonald's and order a Happy Meal, all right? that was, you know, that level of interaction with someone else, having to look someone else in the eye and actually say something, scary, scary, scary. So I've had to develop these techniques for myself because I knew that wasn't what I wanted for me or my life. As I said, I also wanted to be a barrister. It's a bit of a conflict. So for the first tip I'm going to share with you, I'm going to take it back to when I first started singing jazz. And another dream that I had when I was little, okay, so I didn't want to be a princess or rule the world, but what I did want to do was sing like Aretha Franklin. I thought, Aretha is amazing, right? And, you know, it's easy to have a story in your head about, I don't have Aretha's voice, I'll never do this, la la la, whatever, okay? So it got to the stage where it was the first open mic performance I'd ever done. It was kind of a formal thing like tonight where we each had to go up on stage. And I was opening the night, so I was completely bricking it. Okay, I'm trying not to swear. It was very, very nerve-wracking for me to have to open the night to 120 people and actually sing. So the first thing that I did that evening was to change the environment. So I'm just going to write out the word environment. Until I haven't practiced with a flip chart, eh? Squeeze words in. So how do you do that? Well, where I thought to myself, where is it that I can perform and I can feel really comfortable? So for me, it's in my car. For those of you that know me, you know I love driving around everywhere. And I can practice my songs while I'm racing up the M1, where there is no danger of anyone listening to what I'm singing. And in that little safe space, I can pretend that I'm absolutely brilliant, right? So, when I see the 120 people in the audience, what I actually did was close my eyes. I thought, do you know what, I can really feel the words to Moon Dance here, you know? And I can close my eyes and pretend I'm in my car. And that's exactly what I did. I was so nervous for the first half of that song, just closed my eyes, imagine my car. And that was it. Now you may be thinking, yeah, but you know, how can you change this room into a car? You know, it's not possible. Well, do you remember what Laura said earlier? She said about our brain being like a computer. So our brain is like the most fantastic computer in the world. If you ask it anything, you can tell it anything. It'll give you an answer straight away. If you ask it, why am I so rubbish? It will throw out an answer to you. If you ask it, how can I really rock it on stage? It will give you an answer as well. It's programmed to do that. So why don't you try this? Why don't you play with it? Change the environment of where you are, and I promise that that will work. Now, for those of you that like to go a little deeper, I'm going to move on to my second point, which is called the actor or actress. I'm going to be masculine, just use the word actor. Hope that's okay with everyone. I'm very non-PC. So the actor strategy goes like this. If you don't have the confidence yourself to do this particular thing, so I'm using the example of going on stage, but you could do it with anything, why don't you go borrow someone else's? They won't mind, and they probably won't even know that you're actually doing it, right? So I'll give you an example, and I'll give you another jazz example. Who remembers that show, Stars in Their Eyes? Oldie show, right? Where you get up on stage, and tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Ella Fitzgerald. And they get and dress up like Ella Fitzgerald or whatever it is they're doing, okay? So this actually happened on a jazz night. I was up to sing Something's Gotta Give by Ella Fitzgerald, and a good friend of mine, another jazz singer, was up to sing Misty by Ella Fitzgerald. And before we went on stage, I said to her, do you know what? When Ella went on stage in like 1964 on the BBC, she sang those exact two songs in that order, and I think the spirit of Ella is with us tonight. And you know what? We just went on stage and pretended to be Ella. Now I know that neither of us are like this gorgeous woman with a heaven-sent voice that Ella had, but we've got good voices of our own, right? And we gave a performance and a half, just by borrowing Ella's confidence that night. And God bless Ella, do you think she cares that we borrowed her confidence? Not at all, not at all. If you're thinking, do you know what, I never want to be a jazz singer, there are other ways that you can use the actor's strategy in your own life. So, have you ever had that moment where you really fancy someone, for example, and you're really scared to even smile at them or say hello? We go back to my dating guru thing. Well, someone came to me with that exact problem, and she said, really like this guy, I've liked him for about 2-3 months, and I can't even bear to say hello. And what I said to her is, who is it that you most admire that can speak to men, that can be really flirtatious and stuff? And so she picked someone. That person was not me, I'll make that clear. And you know, then she actually managed, just by pretending that she was that person, to be able to engage with him. So you can use this in any sector of your life that you like. Just find someone you admire and borrow their confidence. Now, for those of you that do this already, I'm going to tell you about how to take this one step further. Like Laura, go back to Laura's talk again, I liked it so much. Laura talks about spirituality and how you can engage with your spirit to do that. So what I like to do is engage with my higher self. We all have one, the version of us that God intended us to be, us at our best, if the word God doesn't resonate with you. And who are you at your best? Who is that spirit? You know, you can go name it something else. If you find it problematic to think, I find it really scary to think, who is my spirit? Then name it something else. I don't often admit this, but I name mine Ronnie, which some people know. I don't know why. You can come ask me later. And then, I think, well, what would Ronnie do in this moment? Because she's the best version of me. Yeah? And so you can act and pretend to be that thing. So engaging the higher spirit is the sort of advanced way to use that strategy. So in the last few minutes that I have left, we'll talk about tip number 3 for you to take away. And that is to make sure that you come from the right place. And for me, that is a place of service. So many people forget this. You see lots of people, met some even at Tony Robbins events, they come, they're really nervous, they want to market whatever it is that they're doing. And in the back of their mind, they're thinking, do you know what, I really need to pay my mortgage this month. I had an ex-business partner like this, I can't afford my mortgage, we need to make this safe. And what I say to her is, honey, if you come from that place, we're never going to sell anything. That happens on stage and it happens in business. If you come from a place of love, if you come from a place of real service, how do you serve? How do you entertain those that are in front of you with your gift? If you could just turn off that voice that says, what are they thinking about me? And think about instead, what are these people in front of me really wanting? Then, that is the right place to come from. I'll share a quick example from my legal practice. This was a really difficult one for me. Back in December, I had a client. He was on divorce number 3, and I was lawyer number 3, because he had someone different every time. And he found my How to Be Captivating website. And he was thinking, who the hell is this woman? Does she even know how to practice law? So he said lots of rude things to the solicitor that instructed me, and for some bizarre reason kept me on for the divorce case. I knew this before I connected with him. And what did I do? Instead of thinking, what does he think of me? He hates my work, blah, blah, blah. What I actually thought is, I'm here to do a job. I know that I'm good at my job. I know I can get him a brilliant settlement. And do you know what happened? Well, magic happened at the end, because at the end of that case, I got him an amazing result for his divorce. If he gets divorced again, he'll probably use me again, let's hope not. Don't want to put that out there. And also, he said to me, Shay, I said some really rude things about you to the solicitor, and I'm actually going to email him to apologise because I thought you were fantastic. And you want to know the real reason I kept you on? It's because I showed my wife your website, and she's a Reiki master, and she said there's something very special about that woman, don't you dare sack her. So, that was it, and he kept me on. And I believe it happened because throughout that place of adversity where someone actually really hated me, I thought, you know what, this isn't about me. He's obviously had some issues with women after 3 divorces. It's about me showing up as me with my gift and helping him to the best of my ability. And if you can do that from a place of love and service, then you're onto a winner. Now, that is, the 3 points that I wanted to share with you. If you're drawn to speak and you're drawn to share whatever it is that you want from your soul, then come and connect with me. run an open mic night called Inspired, as you know. We're doing a free night on the 1st of September over in Mayfair, so if you're London based, it's nice and easy for everybody to get to. Come and get to know us, and if you want to share your wisdom with the world, then we're more than happy to help you with that. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you.
I think some really, really valuable advice there, and all the speakers tonight, I know, definitely come up on point number 3, because they have come here, despite their nerves, their apprehension, never having spoken before on the stage, because they want to serve. And I think it really helps in terms of getting rid of your nerves when you think to yourself, actually, it's not about me, it's about the audience out there and what can I do for them. So really, really important points there. But have we got any questions for Shay? Yeah, right at the back there.
Yes.
Wait for the microphone a second, thanks.
How do we go to your open mic night, or how do we join?
Okay, come and see me after the event and I'll give you a business card. We're at the Audley pub in Mayfair. On the first Monday of every month. We start at around 7 o'clock. So feel free to come along.
That's a fantastic idea. Thanks.
Thank
Great.
you.
Any more questions? Next person. Yeah, one over there, Shani.
Yeah, just wanted to get your viewpoint. What would you say in terms of balancing out being an actor and being authentic at the same time? How would you balance that?
Well, that's really what I was talking about, the higher spirit. Mm-hmm. So when you're really, really nervous and literally you don't want to go on stage, sometimes, as I said, you borrow Ella Fitzgerald's confidence or whoever that is. Mm-hmm. The more you start to act like that, it's like weight training, it's like muscle training. Mm-hmm. That becomes a part of you because your behaviour starts to change. So you can embody this gift that someone else has and make it part of you. Which is why I said the advanced version of that gift is to embody your own higher spirit and make that the actor that you rely on.
Okay, great. Thank
Thank you, excellent. Okay, and well, firstly, thank you for sharing the stage and coming and speaking to us. Is there anything that, if people wanted to connect with you further, how do they come about doing that? Come see you, or what would you like to say?
Come and see me. I'm also at howtobecaptivating.com if you want to check out my stuff. I have other websites for legal business and all that, I'm sure. This one's probably the most relevant. But most of all, you know, it's been lovely to meet everybody, so come and connect with me afterwards. I'll be around for a little while and it'll be lovely to say hello.
Thank you.